Hey everyone, it's Kara here from Boho, and I have a brand new little video for you today about my new bullet journal. I know I've been gone for a while, and a lot of you may know, but some of you may not. Back at the end of August, I ended up going to the emergency room and had emergency surgery to remove an ovarian cyst. And the ovarian cyst had actually torsioned, meaning that it had twisted my fallopian tube on itself. It was a really hot mess. It was the worst pain of my life. I actually had a bad experience with the first ER that I went to, ended up getting sent home, told to take Motrin for the pain. And then finally the next day I went to my gynecologist who recommended me for immediate emergency surgery. So I spent pretty much the entire month, I'm sorry, that was at the very beginning of August. So I spent basically the entire month of August recovering from this emergency surgery that I had. So I was very, very silent online for quite some time, just trying to reduce stress, not worry about filming videos, and just taking care of me. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who reached out with kind words and encouragement. I appreciate it so, so much. It's been it's been a heck of a year, but I'm excited to be diving back into everything that I love, which right now is getting back into paper bullet journaling. And you'll notice here I'm actually working in a new journal. The Shine Bright journal that I had before, I think I'm going to repurpose it for something else, maybe regular journaling. But after not being able to sit down to plan for a whole month while I was recovering, I don't know, I really just wanted a fresh start. So I grabbed a dot grid journal that I had ordered quite a little while ago from a company called Compoco. I'm going to open this up and show you. Right now I have this in a Foxy Fix Perfect Fit cover. This is the Leuchtturm 1917 Perfect Fit cover, so it doesn't actually perfectly fit my current notebook, but it's pretty close. And I'm going to try very hard to stay in frame. I'm using my tripod today because my overhead clip broke. So I apologize in advance if I go out of frame, but I'm going to open this up and just show you this beautiful journal. Isn't it gorgeous? This is a white cover, which kind of terrified me. That's why I decided to put it within this Foxy Fix cover. But it's just a really gorgeous notebook, and I don't know if the light is going to pick up on this, but it has holographic gilded edges, which I just think is gorgeous. All right, I think I've adjusted to where you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to give you a little tour. Inside the cover, it has this really cool, pretty cloud design. And then on the next page, it has, "If I'm lost, please return me to," and I have all my personal information there. So I have a little Post-it covering that up. And then on the very first page, I just started my index. And this notebook itself is pretty similar to a Leuchtturm. It does have a pocket in the back, so I have that inserted in there right now, and it does have an elastic band that goes around the outside, and it has two bookmarks. You can see 1 and 2 right here, hopefully. Maybe not. There's our two bookmarks. The one drawback to this notebook for me is that it does not have numbered pages, so I've been having to number pages as I go. It doesn't bother me too much because I'm not numbering the whole thing at once. I'm just numbering each page as I go. All right, next page I have left blank since I started my index right before it. I decided to leave a 2-page spread here for more index if I want to. I might also put a future log in here. I'm not really sure yet, so I've just left it blank. And then we turn to my September spread, and you'll notice I'm back to color. I have been wanting to get back into color for quite some time now. I was enjoying kind of the monochrome and the really minimalistic for a little while, but I feel like by adding color, especially bright colors back into my journal, I feel like I'm kind of coming home. So this feels like 100% my style, and it feels really good to be back to it. So you'll notice a lot of highlights here. And this is actually not highlighter. Someone on Instagram had asked me, all this soft shading is actually these neon pencils from Tombow. And I'm probably going to say it wrong, but irojiten is what they're called. I know it's a Japanese word, but I don't know how to say it, so I apologize. But these color pencils are really, really cool. They came in the Tombow VIP box this month. And I've really been enjoying using these kind of as a highlighter. Anything I want to highlight in my journal, I've been using these. And then for my habit tracker, my habits, I actually used the Fudenosuke neon pens. These also came in that same VIP box. I think they're going to be available on their website soon, but I've just been using those to go over my lettering and kind of highlight that way. So I've got a pretty traditional bullet journal monthly spread here on the left, and then on the right I have my habits and important tasks for the month and a little focus for the entire month down here. Up next, we've got my first weekly spread in my new journal, and I absolutely love this weekly spread. I think I'm on my third week using it now, and it works really well for me. So up at the top, I have Monday through Friday, so this is for all of my appointments and events. And you can see I did some journaling in these boxes. Whenever I had extra space, I just journaled a little bit about my day. I've got my little mini calendar in the top left. And then on the right-hand side, I have my tasks for the entire week. So I'm using the Alastair Method here, which I will post a link below this video kind of explaining that a little bit more in depth. The Alastair Method is pretty awesome. It allows you to create columns, in my case, for each day of the week. And then I just have a running task list here, and I can put a dot in the respective column for what day I want to get that done. And then instead of rewriting all my tasks over and over again if they don't get accomplished on a certain day, I can just mark it off in my columns here to the left. So you'll see I had a couple of tasks. One here, email Meg about workshops. I wanted to do that on Wednesday, so I put the dot there. Didn't get it done, so I forwarded it to Thursday. Didn't get it done then either, so I forwarded it to Thursday and then Friday. And then the final arrow is right under this arrow column, and this is my migration to next week. So I basically migrated it twice, and then when I realized I hadn't got it done that week, I put another migration arrow next to it, and I moved it to my next weekly spread. So I hope that kind of makes sense. If y'all want me to do a video specifically on the Alastair Method and explain it more in depth, I'd be happy to do that. I also have my habit tracker here for the week, my focus for the week, and then a little section for things I want to get done on the weekend, tasks and events, and then a section for things that I'm waiting on. For me, this is usually things that I've ordered online, packages that I know are being shipped to me, but occasionally I'll be waiting on a response on an email that I sent or something like that, and I'll put that in this column too. All right, here's the second week, laid out pretty much the same way. The only difference is that I skipped the habit tracker over here on the right-hand side because I have a big project that I'm working on over the next couple of weeks, which is to finish my 2020 planners, my digital planners in the shop. So I basically created a checklist here of all the planners that I need to update or create. I have a dot for each of the colors that they come in. And then for our 3-month planners, I even have a dot for each quarter of the year. So I'm just ticking these off as I go, and I'll be referring back to this spread until I get these all completed. All right, up next we have my workout tracker. I'm finally feeling well enough to get back into working out and back into the gym. So I'm working with my personal trainer, Marissa Herbsler, and she's going to the gym with me 3 days a week to keep me accountable. So I have all of my workouts here listed for those 3 days. And then I have columns for the first 5 weeks. So our first week was last week, and these are just the weights that I was lifting for each respective exercise. And then on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, I'm doing either cardio, active recovery, or a full rest day. So I have little columns where I can mark those off, and then a little task list for each week. And again, these colored bars that look like highlights, those are actually those Tombow neon colored pencils. On my next page, I have some Nanowrimo journal ideas. So I've created a digital journal for Nanowrimo this year. So this was me just kind of hashing out everything that I wanted to include in that. I am participating in NaNoWriMo again. I'm super excited. And yes, I'm still working on the same novel that I started in 2016. Unfortunately, last year, life kind of got the better of me, and I only got through about half the month before I gave up. So this year, I'm really excited. I'm spending all the month of October just setting myself up for success by prepping and planning as much as I can in advance so that I can just hit the ground running in November. And then last but not least here, this is my current weekly spread. I just set this up this morning, and I've set it up in very much the same way. I have my spaces for appointments and events on the top. I've got my current week and my mini calendar highlighted there, a section for tasks, a section for weekend, waiting on, and then I added 2 new sections, one for next week and one for notes. Because even though I have my appointments and events for the current week up here, I often find myself just flipping back to my Google Calendar or my iCal trying to figure out what's coming up next week that I might need to prepare for or have some tasks to complete this week to set myself up for success. So I'm going to be filling in anything upcoming here, and then notes throughout the week I will write down in this box. The only thing that's missing here that I'm kind of sad I couldn't squeeze in was my focus of the week. That's been something that's been really helpful for me, especially, getting back into the swing of things. I've been trying to focus on not going too crazy with my work schedule now that I'm feeling better. So just having that little reminder in there, like I have the last couple of weeks, has been really, really nice. So I think I might maybe just create a little post-it note with my focus and just stick it here in the notes area. We'll see. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with that. And that is it. That's all I have in this journal so far. I just started it 3 weeks ago, and I've just been loving it. I did a little pen test on the back page. Hopefully you can see this here. With all of my typical pens, I do need to do a little bit more testing with fountain pens. The one that I tested was a new BuJo pen that I have, and unfortunately it did feather. Let me see. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that feathering, but it did feather a little bit there on the page, so I want to try out some other fountain pens, maybe with a finer tip, different inks, and see how those work in here. But everything else, all of my other pens that I use all the time, there's no bleed through and just the tiniest little bit of ghosting with the Fudenosuke pens, the little mini brush pens from Tombow. All right, y'all, that is going to do it. I'm going to close her up here. I am going to be doing a plan with me video this month. Yay. And I'm going to be filming that here in the next couple of days. So hopefully I'll have that out on Friday for you. I need to get a new overhead phone clip that's not broken so I can actually record in a way that you can see a little bit better. So as soon as that gets here, I'll film my October setup with you, and I'm so excited. The last thing I wanted to mention, if you are one of my digital peeps, I have been working a ton on our digital planner design course. It is basically almost finished. We have 3 versions of the course available. One is iPad only. If you don't have a computer, you can design everything from scratch on your iPad. The second one is iPad plus Mac, where we do quite a bit of designing on the computer. And then the final course edition is the Seller Edition. And in the Seller Edition, you get all of the instruction on both platforms, plus a special module for sellers, like where to sell your planner, how to price your planner, all this stuff. And this has been consuming my life for the last couple of months, but it's been so fun. And it's been really fun to see all of my students in our Facebook group sharing their planners that they've designed and just getting so excited that they've been able to design exactly what they need for their own uses. So if you're into digital planning, definitely check the course out. I'll have that linked below for you. And for all my digital planners as well, I do have some more digital videos coming very soon here on the channel. So I look forward to sharing those with you all, and I will see you back on Friday for our October plan with me. Bye, y'all.